could miss a job. Okay, gonna
Can
the
we have
days
our
when
videos on? Can you repeat and do a full screen of your PowerPoint? Could miss a job.
sorry about that.
Can you repeat? Can you remove the timing thing and duration?
Okay. Yeah, it's a Python group project by Paul, Benjamin, and me. And yes, it's an EQ test. So gone are the days when we needed employees with high IQ. Today you could miss a job of your dreams just because of emotions that you've not even exhibited yet. I think I'm kidding to approach an employee who's been in the business for at least 5 years, and you might get astonished at how good he will be able to read your emotional intelligence. But why wait for that to happen? You can look into the future right now. Don't oppose, instead ask me how. The internet is a sea of useless and a few useful EQ testing playground. What? Sorry about that. In my area, it is actually a cold day, so you won't see me well. So yes, the EQ test. The internet is a sea of useful and a few useful EQ testing play around projects, but I have the good news for you here. The ultimate EQ test, 100% accurate results, fun and quick. You could actually do it on your way to your job interview and jump out with some hacks to use as action to grab that dream high paying job you've always been reminiscing about. So let's dive right in. About the project. This program is designed to obtain your EQ in 3 categories, namely self-management, self-awareness, and relationship management. Each of these aspects will be examined separately by 12 questions at the end of it all. You will have known your emotional intelligence, and you could bounce out with some hacks to put to your advantage accordingly. With an option of choosing only one of the brilliant ideas, this is the origin of our project. With an option of choosing only one of the brilliant ideas, each contributed by one member from the group, we had to choose something quick and result-oriented, hence that timely choice of EK test. Besides that, we had other ideas like word games, Scrabble, Truth or Dare, to mention but a few. And this is our flow chart. It is very simple and straightforward. The computer will present you with a question. You give your answer, it will evaluate. Then at the end of it all, of course, we shall have to return the results. The total of whatever you will have come up with, like what.
So I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 favorite vendors on Amazon.
So we shall yes, the program will take your answers and evaluate them. And then after you've answered all the questions, we shall give you feedback, which we call returning results. This feedback will contain all the information you need. A little more information, maybe advice on what to do, how to do, when and how. And of course, we shall give you your score of the emotional intelligence after this. This is just an example, as you can see. Sorry about the screenshot. We ask you questions and you answer A or B. Well, of course, you'll not see the result immediately, but at the end of the questions, we shall give you your marks. So it makes sense if you honestly answer these questions so that we could give you accurate results. You know, it's all about honesty here. Yeah. Then behind the scenes, we have Paul Brooklyn and Benjamin. These are the ones that are behind the code and the content for the entire code, the questions and everything in it. And then Code Guru, who's me, Edward. I'm in charge of the presentation and the marketing of the project. Then special thanks to Mr. Sempala Edward, our teacher. Mr. Joe Murunji, I don't know if he's around. Our first teacher, she was a teacher in the beginner class. Parents for the financial and emotional support. Code Academy Uganda team that have been a source of knowledge and mentorship. And then the school itself at large. Thank you. I hope that was detailed enough. Yeah.
Thank you, Edward, for the presentation. Let's move on to see the code and how it works.
Okay. Benjamin, I think
who is showing us the code? Still you?
No, I'm out for that presentation.
So who's presenting the code?
It was supposed to be Benjamin, unless they changed
their... present the code.
Benjamin, please take on. You're muted, Benjamin.
Okay, this is the simple code. It's not, I don't know if it's that hard. The variables are social, self-awareness, social management. I mean self-management, social awareness, self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, and relationship management. These are the aspects, these are the attributes of, 4 attributes of emotional intelligence, and to base on, to measure how emotionally intelligent you are, that is what they use. So these are variables A and B. So this is a simple, just a simple, it's a brief introduction about code and its contrast, international. It's brief, its contrast, what? What is it called? Intelligence quotient. Then we go down. These are supposed to be, there are supposed to be 12 questions, and this is their setup. Maybe it would be better if. So I did a code for each question, and for each question, it has 2 options, A and B, and it has A and B. So answer A, it will depend, it varies. All the 12 questions. And then at the end, they tell you it's another more information about the emotional intelligence. And then maybe at the end, they tell you your scores, and then let's run it to have a better view. So yeah, here it is. Emotional intelligence, otherwise known as emotional quotient, is the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in positive ways, to relieve stress, communicate effectively, empathize with others, overcome. Then this second part talks about it's a comparison of emotional intelligence and its counterpart in intelligence quotient, which for a really long time it has been it has been what we have been basing on, maybe to give jobs to, I guess. But we have realized, scientists, not yet a scientist, maybe one day, scientists have realized that in this world we are in our new world, emotional quotient is much more important, can be as important, actually more important than intelligence quotient, in a way that emotional quotient is emotional quotient deals with like how we interact with people. It deals with leading people through situations, and I guess that is what is needed at work, to be a leader, to be a good leader, maybe in politics, at school, maybe to be a prefect, to interact with people. That is what is needed. Intelligence quotient, yes, is that with IQ you get to learn. You get to learn things fast. You have an advantage, but yes, you have an advantage in books and learning and solving problems. But when it comes to leading, I guess emotional quotient is better. So yeah, then a quick code test. So here I'm supposed to answer a question. They have asked me, so I'm supposed to answer. My emotions are generally, let me say, B. And then I'm guided by my this number suites. Then so yeah, done with the test. Tell you its attributes. At first, remember they didn't tell you. They tell you its attributes, how it is determined, self-management, self-awareness, social awareness, relationship management, self-management. With self-management, it's like the ability to control your own emotions and find a way of using them positively. Okay? And then self-awareness is the ability of knowing. You have to be able to recognize your emotions rather than just, it helps you. Self-awareness is the key. If you are aware of your emotions and you're aware of your limits and your strengths and weaknesses, you will be able to manage yourself. It's much better, it's much easier to manage yourself. And then if you can manage yourself, you're able to, I guess, in a way, it's connected to the way you are aware, the way you have empathy. Social awareness is about empathy, knowing other people, getting able to read them. So yeah, that is social awareness. If I guess these things are in a way connected, in a way that if you're aware of yourself, you're able to manage yourself. And I guess if you can manage yourself, then you can manage the relationship. Relationships are not only intimate relationships. They can also be relationships with workers, with your subordinates, can be with your bosses, teammates. Those are the relationships. It's not entirely one aspect. And then you can improve your EQ by working on these methods. If you can work on them, then you will be able to improve them. So yeah, here are my tests. They're entirely dependent on on the answers, and that is my emotional quotient, my self-awareness, self-management, social management, relationship management. So these results are not they are not to be entirely relied on, because they are, to be truthful, they are not, it's not the standard test that scientists set up, but they can give you a good picture of your emotional quotient. It's not that they are wrong, but they are not to be entirely relied on. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Benjamin, for the presentation. Thank you. I don't know if any of your colleagues has any compliment.
I think I have a query somewhere there. He advertised this thing saying that it was accurate. You're testing on the market.